So in engineering geology, in the last lecture, we all have studied about all the formations, okay, the weathering of the rocks. Okay, then we have covered the soil formations, how the soil horizons are classified and all. So today we'll be dealing with structural geology. Okay. Now, what is structural geology? We'll be having a look, but before that, we have to study a certain component so that we can understand the structural geology in a better manner. So, before we study this, we'll be going through the entire, what do you say, discussion about stratification, dip, and stripe. These are the major things we have to study while we study structural geology. Okay, so in structural geology, basically we'll be dealing with all the formations of this or all these geological structure. Formation of rock is different, but the formation of the entire overall geological structure will be taken into consideration. So in that regard, the very first thing that you should understand is stratification. Okay, stratification, if you'll consider in other words, in simple terms, you can just term it as layering of rocks. Okay, for example, sedimentary rocks, you all have observed and studied sedimentary rocks. What is the speciality of sedimentary rocks? That they are formed with layers. Okay, texture कैसा होता है sedimentary rocks का? They are all having a layered structure. Okay, so this layering that occurs in mostly sedimentary rocks and sometimes in igneous rocks also. In which kind of igneous rocks will be occurring? In the extrusive one. एक्सट्रूसिव इग्नियस रॉक कौन सा होता था? जो सरफेस के ऊपर बनता है. ठीक है, तो इन दोज इग्नियस रॉक्स एंड सेडिमेंट्री रॉक्स दिस स्ट्रेटिफिकेशन विल बी देयर. Okay, that means layer formation will be there. Okay, and these layers, they can be either thin layers or they can be thick layers. So they can start from a few millimeters and they can range up to many meters also. Okay, that is we're talking about the depth of the stratification layer. Okay. So when we talk about the common structures and textures of sedimentary rock, stratification always comes into play at the very first. Okay. So sedimentary rocks, they always have the general character of occurring in the form of series of beds or layers. So this particular phenomena is known as the formation of layer, is known as stratification or bedding. Okay. Now there is one more term called lamination. If these layers, अगर ये layers की जो हम बात कर रहे हैं, इसकी thickness अगर आपकी मिलीमीटर्स में या फिर comparatively कम thickness है, तो thin sheets or you can say thin layers are called lamination. Okay, why these are known as lamination? Because of their their depth. Okay, because being thin layer, normally rocks में अगर तुम observe करोगे, thin layers बहुत कम होती है, mostly thick layers आते हैं. तो इंडिविजुअल बेड की अगर थिकनेस कम होती है तो दैट बेसिकली सेग्रीगेट्स द अदर लेयर और यू कैन से द अदर बेड्स. राइट, नाउ हाउ दिस लेयर फॉर्मेशन टेक प्लेस, ये भी हम लोग स्टडी करेंगे. ठीक है, बट फॉर द टाइम बी the stratification or the layers, if the thickness is more it is known as bedding, if the thickness is less it is known as lamination. Okay, then this layer formation, okay, ये जो हम बात कर रहे हैं sedimentary rocks formation, this is a primary or you can say inherent character, right, of what? It is a characteristics of the sedimentary rock. Okay, so this is a very common characteristics, but what you should observe is कि you have to always keep this in mind कि this formation of the layers, this is a very long process. ऐसा नहीं होता कि 2 दिन में 1 दिन में layer formation हो जाए. No, it is a continuous process. And what happens in between continuous process में बीच बीच में क्या होता है? There is seizing means there is stoppage of the deposition. Sedimentary rock basically किस चीज़ की वजह से बनते हैं? Deposition की वजह से. और डिपोजिशन क्या होता है? थोड़े टाइम के बाद इट स्टॉप्स. वाई डज इट स्टॉप? फॉर एग्जाम्पल, द मोस्ट कॉमन कैरियर ऑफ द सेम सेडिमेंटेशन इज विंड. ठीक, तो हैव यू एवर सीन कि विंड इज ऑलवेज विंड कीप्स ऑन ब्लोइंग? इज इट सो? ऐसा हमेशा होता है या फिर ऐसा होता है कि कभी बहुत ज़्यादा तेज़ विंड है, एट टाइम्स देयर इज नो breeze, even slight breeze is not there. Then at times there are hurricanes, there are other this things. Have you ever noticed this? Yes, what happened? I need response. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, sir.
So that wind, ऐसा तो नहीं होता ना कि हवा आज चल मतलब चल रही है तो कल भी चलेगी कंपल्सरीली, परसों भी चलेगी, ठीक है, ऐसा नहीं होता है. व्हाट हैपेंस इज, लेट्स से फॉर अ कपल ऑफ डेज देयर विल बी विंड which will be carrying your weathered material और डिपोजिशन करती रहेगी. फिर हो सकता है कि 2 दिन 4 दिन 5 दिन नॉर्मल तेज़ हवा नहीं चले, जिसकी वजह से डिपोजिशन क्या होगा, नहीं होगा तुम्हारा, ठीक, या बहुत कम होगा. सो दैट इज़ व्हाट, दैट इज़ टेम्पररी सीजिंग ऑफ द सेडिमेंट्स, डिपोजिशन ऑफ द सेडिमेंट. तो इस चीज़ की वजह से क्या होता है, ये जो टेम्पररी सीजिंग हो रही है इसकी वजह से ये डिफरेंट लेयर फॉर्मेशन होता है, ठीक है. अगर कंटिन्यूसली मान लो 15 दिन के लिए लगातार देयर इज अ विंड ब्लोइंग ओवर देयर एंड जस्ट होल्ड फॉर. Yeah, so uh, we were discussing about this, yeah, sedimentary rocks. Okay, so this doesn't happen, the continuous deposition will be there and this intermittent deposition will take place, and which will form your layered structure, or you can say stratification. Okay, it will be more clear with the diagram. We'll see like this. See, now one by one we'll be watching the entire diagram. See, in this particular rocks, this is visible to all now, this diagram.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So in this picture, you can see the layer formation. Now, what is the the physical significance? What you can observe right now? Layers हैं, ठीक है, लेकिन what is the type of layers over there? Is there any uniformity in the layers, or whatever you can observe? Just come up with it. Yes, Pratham Kumar.
The variation in thickness.
Yes, there is a variation in thickness. What else you can see? Any other property which you can observe? Sir, Naveen.
Yes.
Any other property which you can observe in this particular photograph? No. Is there any uniformity in the mineral?
Yes, sir.
Can you observe any uniformity in the mineral? Yes, there is a uniformity in the mineral. Why? Because almost a single type of color is represented in the rocks. Okay. So here we can say that there is a considerable uniformity in the mineral, but there is no uniformity in the layers. Why? Because the thickness is obviously varying in different layers. ठीक, तो ये thickness का variation क्यों है? For example, let's say I'll show with the notation. For example, let's say take this particular thing. Okay, so this thickness, why this thickness has happened, this particular deposition has taken place in one go. ठीक है, मान लो 1 महीने या 1 हफ्ते या 15 दिन में लगातार डिपोजिशन हुआ, ठीक है. देयर वर कंटिन्यूस विंड ब्लोइंग ऑन, आइदर फास्ट और स्लो, डजंट मैटर, बट देयर वाज कंटिन्यूस डिपोजिशन. देन देयर वाज सम सीजिंग ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर डिपोजिशन ऑफ सेडिमेंट, ठीक है, यानी इंटरमिटेंट डिपोजिशन था. तो जब ब्रेक मिला तो उस टाइम पे क्या हुआ, जो टेक्सचर है वो चेंज हो गया यहाँ पे, ठीक है. सो आई होप यू ऑल आर गेटिंग दिस पॉइंट. सो दिस इज हाउ द लेयर फॉर्मेशन टेक्स प्लेस, ठीक है. दैट इज द रीजन. अगर ऐसा होगा कि कंटिन्यूस डिपोजिशन होता जाएगा एक ही पर्टिकुलर स्पीड से, या मतलब एट ओनली सिंगल पेस, तो क्या होगा, तो यूनिफॉर्मिटी होगी. फिर तो एक सिंगल लेयर रॉक का पूरा ऊपर तक कंटिन्यूस वही लेयर मिलेगी तुम्हें. लेकिन व्हाट हैपेंस, द डिपोजिशन डजंट टेक प्लेस continuously, it is always intermittent in nature. Okay. See over here, there is another example. So over here also you can see the mineral composition is almost you can say uniform. Okay, but the stratification, now here you can see the stratification is a bit uniform. Okay, it is more uniform in this particular case as compared to the other one. Okay, so over here you can observe it very clearly. Then see, Here is an example. This is an example of what? Red sandstone. You all have visited the Red Fort of Delhi. So the stone which is used over there, that raw stone is having this particular texture, raw red sandstone. Okay, now what we do is we take this blocks of stones out from this. That is known as quarrying. QUARRING. Okay, so quarrying of rocks is done, and we take out the rocks, and then we process those rocks, and we can use them into construction. That were used in the earlier times. Nowadays, they are just used for these monumental repairs and all. You won't be seeing anybody installing red sandstone in their homes. Maximum it can be used in the parks and all. जहाँ पर तुम लोग नॉर्मल रेजिडेंशियल पार्क्स होंगे या कहीं भी होगा तो वहाँ पर रेड सैंडस्टोन मोस्टली यूज होता है, तुमने देखा हो पाथवेज वगैरह के साइड में. Okay. Yeah, there is this one. There is another example. Okay, over here, see, over here the layer formation is there, but certain deformations are also there. Okay, this is a cross section, so here deformations are there. These deformations or reforms which are generated, these are due to the structural geology. We'll be studying further folds and faults. Okay, these are due to the movement of rocks. See again, over here you can see the symmetry in the planes of the layers. Okay, see, this is an aerial view of stratified sedimentary rocks. Okay, so here you can clearly see the stratification in sedimentary rocks consisting of alternate layers of sandstone and shale. Here there are two different rocks in embedded in the mountain itself. So you can see two different types of rocks, sedimentary rocks, in one picture only. Here is one more example. I hope with all these examples, all the layered structure is quite clear to you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we'll take a look at structural geology. What is structural geology? Okay, that part is clear to you. Now we'll move to structural geology. Okay, so the structural geology is basically what? The change that occurs in the rock formation, or you can say rock structure. Okay, now why this change occurs? This change occurs due to the internal as well as external forces. What are these forces? The stresses and strain that are caused in the rocks. ठीक. अब स्ट्रेसेस स्ट्रेन और मूवमेंट की बात जब भी होगी तो हमेशा एक चीज सबसे पहले आ जाएगी, दैट इज टेक्टोनिक एक्टिविटीज इन द अर्थ. जो मेजर फोर्स तुम्हारा एप्लीकेबल है किसी भी जियोलॉजिकल फॉर्मेशन में, वो क्या है? दैट इज टेक्टोनिक मूवमेंट्स. ठीक है, आंख बंद करके, दैट इज ऑलवेज टेक्टोनिक मूवमेंट. सो मेड बी एनी geological formation, but the root cause for that will be what? Always the tectonic movement. जो भी टेक्टोनिक मूवमेंट होगा उसकी वजह से क्या होगा तुम्हारा? उसी की वजह से तुम्हारा स्ट्रेसेस एंड स्ट्रेन जनरेट होंगे, फोल्ड्स एंड फॉल्ट्स डेवलप होंगे. फोल्ड्स एंड फॉल्ट्स डेवलप होंगे तो देयर विल बी सर at times there will be certain breaking of the tectonic plates, there will be merging और pushing और pulling of the tectonic plates, जिनकी वजह से सारे रिफॉर्म्स तुम्हारे फॉर्म होते रहते हैं. ठीक, so whatever change is there in the rock structure, or you can say deformation is there, that is due to the internal and external forces, and these forces are caused by stresses and strain. These stresses or strains are ultimately developed by the tectonic movements. Okay, now we'll see what is the economical importance of structural geology. Okay, when we talk about this economical importance, that means this whenever we study or we apply this structural geology, what economic output we get from that. Okay, see, now when we study the structural geology, we'll be having an idea how the formations or geological formations take place. Formations like folds and faults. Okay, we will see what are these folds and faults. As of now, just consider this ki, if you'll take a paper and if you'll fold it, then what will happen? If you will hold it from two ends and you will fold it, तो क्या होगा? There will be ripples formation in that. ओके, रिपल फॉर्मेशन समझते हो? वेव लाइक फॉर्मेशन हो जाएगा अगर तुम पेपर को दो एंड पकड़ के और क्या करो, यू विल स्टार्ट पुशिंग टुवर्ड्स ईच अदर. सो व्हाट विल हैपन? फोल्ड्स विल बी जनरेटेड in the form of ripples. Same will happen with the a piece of cloth also. Okay? So that is your type of folds and all. So these folds and faults, these are very important for us. Why? Because all the reserves which are found, they are mostly found in these folds and faults, they are always entrapped and accumulated in the folds and faults, or you can say these geological structure. What reserves we are talking about? All the minerals, ores, okay, then petroleum reserve, natural gases, okay, then water bodies, underground water bodies like aquifers and all. Okay, all these things we'll find over where we'll find in the certain geological structure. ठीक. So see that this is how it works. ऐसा नहीं होता कि अगर हमें कभी पेट्रोलियम ढूंढना है या नेचुरल गैस ढूंढनी है तो where you will start digging or where you will start excavation or investigating, you need some indications ना. So what are those indications? Geological point of view से अगर देखोगे तो those indications are wherever there is a geological formation like folds and faults. Okay, most importantly, wherever there is a geological this thing formation like folds and faults, then there are maximum chances that certain reserves will be entrapped in that. Now these reserves, what kind of reserves will be finding over there? For that we have to study what we have to study first, the soil sample. Based on the soil samples we'll be having an idea what are the minerals that are mostly found in the soil, and then we'll be having a further idea ki what kind of rocks will be there. Then we'll obtain certain rock samples and all. Then उसके बाद आइडिया लगेगा कि रॉक सैंपल्स में कौन से मिनरल्स हैं या क्या कंटेंट मिल रहा है, व्हाट इज द एज ऑफ द रॉक्स फॉर्मेशन, हाउ न्यू और यंग इज द माउंटेन और द सेडिमेंट्स ओवर देयर. तो इन सब चीज़ों से हम लोग को ये सारे आइडियाज लगते हैं. ठीक है, एंड ऑन बेस्ड ऑन दीज अप्रोक्सीमेशन we go for further excavation and further increase of the project in that area. And if certain samples, then we start getting certain samples of the reserves we want to explore over there, and then we'll be setting up the entire facility over there. Okay. So why this gold is found in Kolar gold mine and not any other mines? Why does that happen? Because of the geological formation. Again the same thing. ठीक है, झारखंड में कोल रिजर्व ही मिलता है, कोई दूसरा रिजर्व क्यों नहीं है वहाँ पे? Why is it so? Doesn't this question comes up to your mind? Okay, so this is all because of the type of geological formations or difference in the same geological formations over there. Okay, so these were the economical this thing output that we can get from these particular engineering geology. Okay, then there are certain importance of structural geology and its relationship to certain other fields like engineering. When we talk about engineering, problems such as construction of dams, bridges, power plants, highways, whatever the structure it is, being a civil engineer, this is your most proximal point, that whatever the structure you'll be building up, you'll be building it up on the earth's surface itself. And earth's surface means you have to deal with geological properties. Okay, so what is geology? Geo in geology, geo means earth. Okay, so whenever this anything related to earth will be coming, geology will come into play. Then environmental point of view, if you'll see that, then you'll be having problems such as land use planning, earthquake hazard. It is very beneficial for seismic developers or seismic explorer to study geology. By studying geology only they'll be coming to know the structure of earths and how these volcanic activities and all takes place. Okay, so this is a very important part. Then we talked in the last slide the petroleum and mining geology, which is a very important technique, or you can say important considerations for structural geology. Okay, so as we discussed, there is a change, or there is always a change in the formation, or you can say structures of rock. Okay, so when we talk about change in the structures of rock, it may be deformations also. Okay, it may be a change of shape into some other shape, or it may be change of orientation. But ultimately what will happen, deformation has to take place. The rock will never be remaining intact. Okay, only in one case it can remain intact, that the location is changing. Okay, only the location is change of the rock. Even then also that rock will be attached to a certain tectonic plates or something, some other body, then over there also deformation will take place. Okay, so when we talk about deformations of rock within the earth, what happens, the rocks are always exposed to certain forces. They are always subjected to certain forces. What are these forces? These forces are again the stresses and strain. Okay, the force, stresses and strain that are caused due to what? Due to the movement of tectonic plates. Okay, this is the major cause. There are other causes like temperature, pressures, or the all these things, but the major cause is the tectonic movements. Now what does this intend to do? This tectonic movement on all these forces, they always try to bend these rocks, or they will be twisting these rocks, or in certain cases if the rock is in brittle nature, then it will be leading to the fractures of the rock. Okay, so whenever these rocks either bend, twist, or fracture, we say that these rocks are deforming. Okay, so deformation is most common wherever the plate is weak. Which plate? Tectonic plate. And when the tectonic plate is weak, only at the margin. Okay, so at the margins the deformation of the rocks will always take place. Now in the image you can quite clearly, you can see that what are the different kind of deformations of the rock. Either the location can change, or the orientation can change due to the movement of rock, or or else if there is nowhere to go, if there is no direction in which the rock can proceed or it can come out, then the shape will be changed. Excessive pressure will change the shape. Okay, so stresses and strains, I think being a civil engineer, you people are having an idea, so we need not to discuss the definition, but we need to discuss the impact of these stresses. So there are three types of differential stresses, major differential stresses which takes place in rocks. That is compressional stress, tensional stress, and shear stress. Okay, so just like in the strength of material, over here also you will be having studying the impact of these stresses on the rocks. Okay, so the very first one is compressional stress. That means two plates or two crust, it may be either both may be continental crust, or both may one may be continental crust and other may be oceanic crust. They will be start pushing together these two particular crusts. Okay, so this compressional stress means two crusts will be pushing together each other. Okay, so what happens whenever this push or compressional stress comes into play? What happens is the shortening and thickening of this crust will take place. तो जहाँ पर भी crust तुम्हारी weak होगी, या फिर whichever particular rocks will be weakened, that rock will start doing what? It will start squeezing. Okay, it will start squeezing the rock, and that rock will be having nowhere to go. दो ही चीजें होंगी, या तो it will start moving downwards, ठीक, या फिर it will start moving upward. In both the cases, दोनों ही केसेस में क्या होगा? अपवर्ड मूवमेंट हमेशा होगा. क्यों होगा? सी इन दिस फिगर, जो डायग्राम दिख रहा है इसमें देखो, जो बीच में द वन इज कॉन्टिनेंटल क्रस्ट, द अदर वन इज, यू कैन कंसिडर एनी अदर, लेट्स कंसिडर अदर वन आल्सो कॉन्टिनेंटल क्रस्ट. ठीक है, तो दोनों टेक्टोनिक प्लेट्स जब आपस में पुश करेंगे एक दूसरे को, तो व्हाट विल हैपन? या तो मूवमेंट होगा इनटू द अर्थ और अवे फ्रॉम द अर्थ. लेकिन खुद कंपेयर करके देखो कि ओवर द अर्थ सरफेस द मूवमेंट्स विल बी क्वाइट इजीली पॉसिबल, बट व्हेन इट कम्स इनसाइड द अर्थ सरफेस, तो अप टू सर्टेन एक्सटेंट ओनली द मूवमेंट विल टेक प्लेस. ठीक, तो हो सकता है इनिशियल मूवमेंट तुम्हारा इनसाइड द अर्थ सरफेस हो जाए अगर क्रस्ट वीक है वहाँ पे, या or you can say there are any reserves in that, so that will happen. But after that what will happen? The rocks will start moving upward. Okay, and these upward movement, or you can say fold thrust belts formation take place, and they gives rise to the formation of mountain range. Okay, or metamorphic rock, you can say. Why metamorphic rocks? Because these are the rocks which are formed under temperature, certain temperature and pressure. Pressure is the most important thing. Okay, that is the reason why consolidation take place and the formation of metamorphic rock is there. Okay, so this is how the movement take place. कैसे? The movement take place with the help of two continental plates, or one continental and other oceanic crust. Okay, so over here squeezing is occurring. Yeah, second one is the pull stress, pull apart stress, or tensional stress. Right, so just like the a tensile stress, over here what will happen? Certain pull will be taking place between two different plates, or within the plate also. Okay, so what is the result? What would be the result of this within the plate, or pull happening between two different plates? The weak layers, see in between, you can see the layers are sliding down. So what will happen? A rift will be formed. Okay, what will happen? Rift will be formed. What is rift formation? Certain layers, see that, just look at the diagram, you'll be very clear with that. So certain layer will start sliding down. Now all these process, don't consider them like they will be taking place within 1 hour or within a day, or not like that. It takes years for the formation of these kind of uh, structures. Okay, these geological formations, they are not formed over certain couple of months. It takes a lot of years to form this. For example, sand dunes, one very good example is sand dune. How many of you understand what is a sand dune?
यस सर सर वो मिट्टी रेत के ढेर जो बन जाता है.
Yeah, in desert area you will always find sand dunes. So what is sand dune? The deposition of sand takes place due to high wind, okay, or speedy wind, and that deposition is continuous in nature. तो अगर तुम डेजर्ट में कभी कोई गया है, या फिर you can search it on the internet, you'll be finding what sand dunes formation take place in the desert area very frequent. तो वहां पर ये बहुत frequent क्यों? Because of the nature of the particles over there. ठीक, you need not to, there should be no weathering happening. Already weathered rock है, light particle है, it is easily carried away from one place to another. तो उस केस में बहुत जल्दी जियोलॉजिकल फॉर्मेशन होते हैं, लेकिन ओवर हियर इट टेक्स अ लॉन्ग टू form these formation. Then comes your shear stress, that means slippage of one rock over the another one. Okay, this will cause certain kind of damages, certain kind of permanent deformation, and that will lead to the formation of new structure. Okay, see the over here, this is a, again combined representation of all the forces. See, for example, if you'll consider a cube of rock, okay, if you'll apply compression, what will happen? It will be squeezed from the side, but it will rise in the direction where the force is not being applied. If you'll apply tension, then in the direction where the tensile force is applied, in those direction it will be stretching, but the comparative this thing compression will take place from the top and bottom. And in the shear, the last diagram, the cube is moving sideways, that means sliding will take place. Okay. Then similarly, just like the stress will be changing the shape of the rock, strain will also affect in the same way. Whenever there is a strain, there will be permanent deformation in the rock body, which is caused by stress. Okay. The strain always occurs when the stresses are exceeded, when the stresses exceed the rock strength. So whenever this particular situation, whenever the stresses will be greater than the strength of the rock, then what will happen? Strain will occur and permanent deformation will take place. Now these permanent deformation जो हम बात कर रहे हैं, this could be either folding of rocks or flowing of rock or fracturing of rock. If the rock is too brittle in nature, then it will fracture. Now you will say ki sir, mostly the rocks are fractured only. Have you ever heard any kind of rock which will be ductile in nature? No, I'll take this as a no. Okay, so there are rocks which are exhibiting certain ductile nature. Okay, so whenever whenever a rock will be containing minerals which are metals, okay, like the rock containing this iron ores, okay, then rock containing say gold reserves and all, okay, these will be a bit comparatively less brittle in nature. So we term them as the ductile in nature. See, like in this particular thing, how the rocks deform. First one is elastic deformation. Okay, when the rocks is deformed, and it will be again turning into regaining the shape and size, original shape and size. That is your elastic deformation. Then the ductile deformation, or you can say brittle deformation, the last one. See, very clearly it is visible in the two diagrams. The brittle deformation, when it occurs when the minerals of the rocks will be brittle in nature. And if it is containing metallic minerals, then what will happen? It will result in ductile deformation. Okay. Now, how a material behaves, it depends upon various factors. not just the stresses or forces developing. So what are these factors? These are factors are very common factors like temperature. Okay, whenever the temperature is high, molecules and their bonds will be what? They will be enabling the material to stretch very easily. Okay, and the material will behave what? Behaves in a ductile manner. And if the temperature is low, the material will be brittle. Similarly, the strain rate. At high strain, what happens? The material tends to break in a brittle fracture. Okay, then composition. Just now we have studied, if the rocks are containing what? The minerals which are brittle in nature, then the rocks will be, the fracture will be quite brittle in nature. And if the rocks are containing certain metallic minerals, then the this thing fracture will be the fracture will not take place, the deformation will be malleable, or you can say the rock will be malleable. So ductile, this thing ductile fracture will be taking place, or deformation. Just hold a second. Okay, the last one is water. Okay, see, water always plays a very important role in any kind of geological formation. It may act as a binding material also. It may act as a weathering agent also. Then it will act as a reagent, or you can say as uh, a certain consideration factor in order to judge the distinct fractures of the rock, or you can say the deformation in the rock. Okay, how? If a wet rock is there, it will be deforming in a ductile manner, while dry rocks always tend to behave in a little brittle manner. Okay, so structural fabrics and defects. Let's talk about these. In the entire lecture, we were talking about folds and joints and faults. So when it comes to the structural defects, okay, or you can say structural reforms. So these are what? These are basically the internal weaknesses of rocks. Okay, and what happens with the internal weakness of rock? They gets reformed due to the various activities. It may be human engineered structure, it may be normal activities due to us, or it may be the natural activity, that is the movement of tectonic plates. So all these results in the formation of certain geological structures like folds, the joints, the faults, and foliation. See, just look at the diagram. Okay, just look at this particular first image. In the first image, you'll be seeing what? You'll find out the folds and joints together. There are folds also, there are joints also. Okay, see this first image. Why there are folds? Like this, I'll show you just a minute. Okay, if this is a piece of paper like this, kept like this, horizontal. If you start from these two ends, if you start applying force in this particular direction, what will happen? Up to a certain extent, this will be like this, then like this, ripples will be formed. Okay, अगर इस पेपर को फोल्ड करोगे तो what will happen? Ripples will be formed in that. पेपर के केस में एक ही रिपल फॉर्म होगा अगर if you are trying to you know uh, push a fabric towards each other, then the ripples will be formed. So that kind of structure or that kind of similar phenomena takes place in rocks as well. Okay, तो यहाँ पर भी वही हुआ है. What happened? The geological movement, the tectonic plate movement has caused what? Folds in the entire crust. Then with the fold, there are certain joints also. Between the entire plates or between the entire rocks, there are certain joints जहाँ पर क्या होगा? Weak crust होगा. ठीक है, these joints are always at the weak crust. For example, let's say दो टेक्टोनिक प्लेट्स आपस में स्ट्राइक करके अगर मूव करेंगे, तो व्हाट विल हैपन? उस पर्टिकुलर जगह पर आफ्टर अ कपल ऑफ इयर्स और टू मेनी इयर्स, व्हाट विल हैपन? वहाँ पे कंप्रेशन होने के बाद दे विल बी मर्जिंग टुगेदर. लेकिन क्योंकि वहाँ पर पहले इनिशियल कॉम्पोजिशन है जो वो डिफरेंट है. ठीक है, पहले से ऐसा तो नहीं है कि इट वाज एन एंटायर वन रिफॉर्म. ठीक, तो वो दो जो प्लेट्स आपस में मूव करके टकरा के और फिर मर्ज हो रही हैं, सो देयर विल ऑलवेज बी अ particular weak link between them, and that weak link is the joint actually, which will be there. Okay, those joints, if it is clearly visible, it is joint. And if it at times there are certain structures which we term as faults and foliation. So there's a slight difference between them. We'll discuss in detail in the next lecture. Now, next very important thing is the dip and strike. In geology, this is a very good topic and an interested topic, because technically this particular thing is very important, and you can always find questions from this particular topic. What is dip? What is strike? What is dip angle? What is strike angle? Okay, so these strike and dip, these are basically used to refer the orientation and altitude of a geological feature. Okay, whenever strike is considered, strike से हम लोग क्या दिखाते हैं? The orientation of the rocks. Okay, and dip से हम लोग क्या consider करते हैं? The particular altitude of a geological feature. We don't have any reference or benchmark. वो हम लोग वही जब स्टडी करते हैं ब्रॉड टर्म्स में या मार्किंग करते हैं तो MSL से ही करते हैं, लेकिन we measure dip of a particular rock with no particular datum. Okay. So the strike line, see, before we study the definition, I want you to look at the image carefully. Just look at this particular diagram. Instead of definition, see, definition is a different thing, but you should be able to understand. And to understand, the best way is what? The best way to understand the geological features is dip and strike. Okay, so this particular image represents the description, or you can say orientation of the geological features with dip and strike. See, for example, this particular thing is a mountain. Okay, and this is what, there are sedimentary layers which are formed under the mountain itself, and this horizontal surface, it represents what? Water. Okay, this particular blue shaded area, this represents the water reserve. So now just have a look that this particular line, see, this particular horizontal line, this is what? This is your strike. Okay, this one over here, this is your strike. The angle which this line makes with the north direction, that is your what? That is your strike angle. Okay, and what about dip? See, strike से हम लोग क्या निकालते हैं? Orientation देखते हैं. ठीक है, strike से हम लोग क्या ऑब्जर्व करते हैं? The orientation. So this is the orientation of this particular rock. And what is this dip? Dip से हम लोग altitude निकालते हैं. Okay, so this particular direction is the dip direction, and the angle which the dip line, this line, or you can say horizontal surface, makes with the this thing inclination. बेसिकली डिप का मतलब है तुम इंक्लिनेशन, मैक्सिमम इंक्लिनेशन जो भी होगा उसको हॉरिजॉन्टल से जब तुम मैच करोगे, दैट गिव्स यू द डिप एंगल, एंड इट गिव्स यू द हाइट, गिव्स यू व्हाट? द altitude, and this
Right.
direction.
Altitude.
Yes, is there any doubt, Aram?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, so I hope this dip and strike is clear to you. See, there is one more image. Okay, just look at this. This is a 3D planar diagram where you can more easily understand. See, in geological maps, what we do is we represent the dip and strike with this particular thing. The strike is represented by planes, horizontal planes, and wherever there is a dip, the dip is represented by this circle in a horizontal line. Okay, across in a horizontal line, this always denotes the dip. See, over here, this particular mountain is having a dip angle of 30 degree. That means this inclination, dip की direction क्या है? This one. See, dip की direction है आपकी ये. Okay, and what is the dip? This is your dip. Okay, what is the strike line? Striking line is this particular line. Yeah, this is your strike line. Okay, and what is strike angle? अगर strike angle measure करने के लिए बोल दिया तो क्या क्या measure करोगे? The angle which this particular line makes with the north. Okay, this will be what? The strike angle. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you all. Is there any doubt remaining?
No, sir.
Okay, So this there are geological features, certain geological features like fold faults and joints and fractures. These are formed due to what? The tectonic collisions or the deformation that take place within the crustal rocks. Okay, so we'll have a separate discussion on these folds, faults, and everything. As of now, we'll be ending the lecture over here. So if there are any doubts, please come up with the doubts. Till then, keep revising all this.